of our Finance Council is going to come and give us a financial state of the parish presentation. Lacey?
I'll try to keep this as brief as possible. If you want to forward to the first slide, this shows all the members of our current Finance Committee. We have a great group of individuals. We meet monthly and review the financials of both the parish and the school, and we also present on a monthly basis to the Parish Council. These are the different topics that we're going to talk about today. You can go ahead and forward on to the next slide. This has our fundraising results listed here, if everybody can see this. We had another really great year of fundraisers. Our Fall Festival is one of our most successful events that we have. It takes a lot of time and energy and requires a lot of volunteers. So we appreciate everyone who has volunteered over the years for this fundraiser. We also had a Raise the Roof fundraiser, which we raised almost $100,000, which is awesome. This fundraiser was to fund the new roof on the church that we needed. We had excess funds, so we also were able to put in the cry room. The next slide has the Catholic Ministries Appeal, which is referred to as the CMA. This was previously known as the CPC. Same concept, just different name for it. This is our assessment that we receive every year from the diocese, and it is based on the number of registered parishioners with Resurrection. Our current assessment is $196,000. So what we do is we send out pledge cards in hopes that families will help contribute for this assessment. You can see that we sent out 848 cards. You can see how many we received back. We have about 82,000 of pledges, so we still have almost 115,000 left. Thank you for everyone who have turned in your cards. If you have not turned in your cards, we encourage you to do so. To meet this goal, we are looking for about $450 per family. You can return your pledge card to the parish office, drop it in the collection box, or you can also do it online. The next slide has information about our current school enrollment. So we have 300, arrow's a little off. We have 359 students enrolled, which is up 23 from last year, so that's exciting that we're continuing to grow. It currently costs about $7,200 to educate each student, and tuition covers about 83% of those costs. We have a significant amount of students that are now on the voucher program through the state funding. That increase is due to the state increase the income thresholds for those to be eligible, so we have a significant number that now qualify, almost 83%, which is great news for those families. However, it does put a little bit of financial strain on the church in school because we get that voucher money in 3 different installments. So you can see that we received 50% of it in late October, so we were a little tight on cash until we received that. So that just gives an increased need for consistent giving. The next slide has information about the modern-day high school assessment. So some of you may or may not know that we, as a parish, help support Mater Dei on an annual basis, as do all the feeder schools. This is an annual assessment based on the current number of students attending Mater Dei that are registered as Resurrection parishioners. We currently have 111 students at Mater Dei. Last year, our assessment was $156,000, and this year we're budgeting for $160,000. The next slide has all the projects that were completed this year. There is a lot of them. I'm not going to read through all of those. You can see, though, there are some larger items on there. Our campus is aging, so we are in need of significant improvements, and the total spend was about $160,000. The next slide has our upcoming projects. The total of all these is close to $700,000. Once we knew all these were coming, we had talked about doing a capital campaign, but fortunately, with the increased number of students that are on vouchers, we were able to raise tuition and take advantage of that state funding. So now that excess funding is going to go to fund these upcoming projects, so we don't have to have any capital campaigns to fund any of those. The next slide has our weekly giving targets. Our current budget has about $25,000 budgeted for weekly giving. We're currently at an average of $22,000, so we're slightly behind budget, but we are hopeful that that will pick up for the remainder of the year. We currently have 50% of giving that is contributed through an online giving. We definitely like online giving because it provides a consistent stream of income. You can set it up to be reoccurring. So we encourage you to do that if you're not currently doing that. And I believe there's information in the bulletin this week on how to go about that. And we currently have almost 74% of our families contributing. So thank you to all of you who are currently contributing. We are looking for ways to get the rest of the school or all the families to contribute as well. The next slide has the results from our financials for our last fiscal year, which ended in June. We ended up with a surplus of $132,000. We budgeted to break even. There were a few items of revenue that we were not expecting, so that's always a positive. Just one thing to note, if you see that the church has a surplus of over $800,000, but the school has a deficit of $700,000, so you can see that the parish is currently funding a lot of the school expenses. So if you go to the next slide, this is what our current budget is. As you can see with the increased tuition, we are a lot more in alignment from a school and parish standpoint. We still are budgeting to break even due to the excess revenues that are going to fund all of our capital improvement projects. The last slide is just a reminder as our role as a parishioner. Everybody, I appreciate all of your time and energy that you put in to this school and parish and all that you donate. We definitely cannot be where we are and be as successful without every one of you. So thank you very much.